good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's podcast of the Swag Guys. And today, from California, we have Mike Burkus from A-Leaf. Mike, welcome to the Swag Guys.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. My name is Jack Lees, one of the co-founders of the Swag Guys. My partner, Mr. Barry Weinstein from the beautiful state of Tennessee, is
nice meeting everybody.
So, Barry, take it away. I'm going to turn the show over to Barry right now. And Mike, take it away, guys.
Jack, thanks so much for the intro. And really, Mike, we invited you because you're one of our best partners, and you've done tremendous things with the Swag Guys already to date. And before we get into that, though, for those that are not familiar with A-Leaf Products, your company, could you give us kind of the background of your company, maybe a quick story about who you are, what you're selling, what your brand stands for, anything of that nature that people can learn who you are in case they've never heard of you?
Absolutely, Barry. Thanks for the opportunity to be on the show with you guys. We're a company that was developed in 2018, and our goal for our company was prevention, performance, and recovery. And what we've done as a company is we pull out different cannabinoids that we feel are the strongest cannabinoids, and we blend them into all of the products that we sell.
Cannabinoids. I got to ask, Mike, is that like THC? And am I going to fail a drug test?
I guess if I should explain it to you a little bit more, there's isolate, there's broad spectrum, and full spectrum. We choose to use broad spectrum because we can use everything but the THC plant. So to answer your question, if you're doing any type of topical, I would have to say, just to protect myself, check with your doctor, but most surveys say that any type of topical is not going to go into the bloodstream, and you shouldn't have any type of problem with any type of test.
Oh, that's great. So what exactly do you sell, though, Mike? You spoke about performance and recovery, and, I'm really interested. I've used your products, but I'd love everybody to understand how great they are.
Well, I can start off. We have a soothing cream is kind of what we started with when we first launched the brand. And the cream is such a rich cream. We use a facial cream. We try to pull about 22 different cannabinoids. So you can use it on your face. You can use it on your joints. You can pretty much use it all over. And a lot of people, what's great about our product is because it is natural, you can rub it on your temples, you can rub it behind your earlobes, and that's going to take a headache away. People that get migraines, it's the next best thing to being natural product, holistic product, instead of popping the pills to fix. Then we created a relief roll-on. This relief roll-on, it's kind of funny how it started. I had a customer that said, "Hey, my husband's making me rub this cream on my back all the time. Is there any way you can make a roll-on?" So the roll-on was invented. We use a different proprietary blend how we make this product. And what it really does, which is great, is if it's hard spots that you cannot find on your back, you can use the relief roll-on, and that's going to really help you get to those spots that are aching and agony over. And you just put this roll-on in about 5-10 minutes. It also works great if you ever get in a fight with a pillow. And I know each and every one of you have probably done so. You just use the roll-on your neck, and it usually, you get full movement back in about 5 to 10 minutes. It's really fantastic.
Amazing.
Sorry, Jack, go ahead.
I was just going to say amazing. So, I got to experience, I bought the product for my wife, and she swears, absolutely swears by it. And so much so she convinced me to put it on my neck because I had that problem you just mentioned, Mike. I swear I woke up the next day, I had full movement, no pain, no neck ache, and it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. We love to hear that. That's great news.
And I was going to say, for me, I keep it in my golf bag, and it's my go-to throughout the game. I'm using the roll-on. It may be my knee, my wrist, my lower back, but it's really saved some strokes off my game, and I feel so much better at the end. So thank you for the product.
Oh, no problem. We find that a lot of people, depending in their age group, of course, but in the 40s and up, what happens is they're not getting to the course on time. So what happens is they're swinging for the stars and they're hurting themselves. What's great about our product, with it, whether it's the cream, whether it's the roll-on, if you preventatively put it on before you go to stretch, what it's going to do is help you get a little bit more mobility out of the day, and really help soften and take any inflammation away to give you your full swings.
Hmm.
Yeah, Mike, you had sent me the, I guess, the newest release to your brand. I want to show everybody. It's called how do you say it? How do you say
It's
kinesiology?
kinesiology tape.
Yeah,
And
what is kinesiology tape? Tell us about that. I have no idea.
well, it started in Japan, with a what is he? He was a chiropractor that created this tape, and then it took off in the US. What we've done is we've taken it a step further, and what we've done is infused our proprietary cannabinoid recipe into the tape.
I don't know this is what it is, not just the package. It's pretty cool. I just don't understand. So keep going.
So what we've done in our proprietary way, the delivery system, which is great about it, if you're using 5 to 10% of the stretch, you could leave it on your body for 2 to 3 days. If you use it for performance and lifting your muscle up and using a 20 to 30% stretch, you want to remove it daily. But a lot of people, they're using it for their prevention. So when they go, they've already got the tape on their body. They've got it at that 5% stretch. One, it's already taken the inflammation out of those areas. And before a match, you're pretty much stressed out, wondering, hey, what am I going to do now? And so it causes unneeded inflammation to the areas that are sore. And by preventatively using the tape, the cream, or the roll-on, it really helps with the game, and it helps with actually just daily life.
Oh, it sounds great. So who's buying your product right now? I mean, I gotta ask, I heard you have some famous sales and clients that you're working with.
Well, we can't leak out who we're selling. We are in the NBA. We've got it on some Major League Baseball. We're in about 27 collegiate colleges. And we've been really working to try to get us into into racket sports. We just actually got done at a convention in Miami called Racket X. And I'm talking about, it was so well perceived because all of these players understand that they've got these aches and pains. You're swinging a racket that's smaller than it used to be. You're using your body as you've never have before. So we found with all of these players, the prevention side is 100% important for them.
Right.
So when we were at this show, it was just the reception of these players from, we had probably 10 different pros ranking from 5 all the way to 50 that came into our booth. We had doctors in our booth talking about the product, understanding the product, really wanting us to get and succeed in this marketplace, because the key for them is a lot of these players find themselves hurt and sitting on the sidelines.
Got it. You had even told me before the podcast you had an NFL player that was interested in repping the product or buying into the company, or wow.
Because we're starting the conversation, I don't want to mention his name, but who knows? It may be the next podcast that we talk about him, and if he's jumping on board.
Yeah, that's great. And then you also sent me in that kit this pack that's very interesting. I haven't opened it yet because I want to learn from you first. And it says, stick it to your pain. And it's got an American flag on it. It looks very interesting. Could you tell me about what this is?
You know what? I haven't mentioned this yet, but all of our products are made in the USA. We pride ourselves on having everything made in the USA.
Awesome.
Support the US.
That's great.
The key
I think that's huge.
Product, and that particular product that you're talking about, we call it stick it to the pain, because anywhere you have pain, you can just stick this patch. It's a little bit more cut and dry versus the tape, because You know how to use a patch. It's pretty easy. You just put it anywhere that you have some type of pain. With the tape, you have to add some stretching, and you may need a little bit of help to put that on the body.
Got it. Got it. Very cool. So do you use all the products together? How does that work? Like, I'm a little confused by which one do I pick? They sound like they're all great.
You know, it really
Can I
depends on
back up
what's.
a second here? So
Oh, go
I've been
ahead.
quiet.
Sorry,
I'm a
Jack.
rookie here in this field, but one of the things you just said really intrigues me. And when Barry and I decided to do this podcast, for businesses, an exemplary service and exemplary products, one of the things we made an agreement with is we didn't want to get political. However, I think the fact that this is made in the United States, especially with the direction the country is going to with tariffs and everything else, you should be proud of yourself that you domestically make everything in the United States. I think that is something that you should be extremely proud of. And I'll thank you for that. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. It was something that when we started our company that we wanted to try to stay closest to our roots, from our manufacturing down to making the box, the packaging, and all of our secret recipes that we add into the love that we put into the products.
That's great. So Mike, Jack, great point, but I got to ask, Jack, I'm really itching to know, how do you decide what products to use and where to apply them, and do they work together, or help us out there? Because I think you're going to have a lot of new customers after this podcast, because I got to tell you, it works from what I've used.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I definitely appreciate the support, and I'm going to start with the cream. A lot of people love our cream because it makes your hands feel super soft. If you've got any joint aches, if you've got any arthritic hands, you can rub this and really lather your hands up. It's great on all the joints. That would be one product. If you need something fast acting, you're in serious pain, we use the relief roll-on, and this relief roll-on has menthol in it, and menthol is going to give you a fast reaction. But with our proprietary blend and all the cannabinoids that we use, it penetrates into those deep, rich areas in your lower back, your shoulders, and places where you may not want to touch menthol, because a lot of people don't realize this, but they're rubbing their face 50 to 100 times a day.
Right.
And so we try to keep the roll-on away from any part of the hands and just using the cream.
Right.
Now, when it comes to our tape, that's a whole nother ballgame. If you're going on a trip across the sea and you're not going to be able, you got a 14-hour flight and you don't have time to put the cream or the roll-on, you can always put a piece of tape. That lasts, like I was telling you earlier, that lasts for 2 to 3 days,
That's a great call.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
And if you're looking for it, just, I use all the products in tandem, whether I'm using it for my knees. If I got a headache, I'm using the cream. If I've got a neck ache, I'm using the roller. If I don't have tape, I'm using the roller on my lower back.
Wait, back up 1 second. I just heard something extremely interesting. Did you say for a headache?
Oh, yeah.
I'm used to taking Advil. What do you mean?
I used to be the same guy taking Advil all the time. But once we started experimenting with our cream, you can put it right on your temple, right behind your earlobes.
Oh.
And literally in 5 to 10 minutes, the headache is gone. It's truly amazing, holistically amazing that you can have no more headache and no pills.